Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to the EliteAlgo course. My name is Joe, and today I'm going to teach you what the course covers. We're going to start off by showing you how Tradingview works. Now, Tradingview is a charting service. It's free to use. If you don't have an account, go ahead and make one. We're also going to teach you how Discord works. Discord is where our community is hosted, and it's where we post our daily trades, and our team of analysts will post their daily trades too. In the course, we're going to discuss all the features that EliteAlgo has, what they are, and how to use them. And then we're going to talk about how you can combine all these features together and how to use them to maximum efficiency. Why do you need to watch the course? Well, first of all, if we tell you just load it up, don't watch the course, skip it, whatever, you're going to go and you're not going to know how to use it. You're going to have the wrong settings put. You're probably going to lose some money. Then you're going to come and tell us, hey, why is it not working? What's happening? What's going on? And we're going to tell you what we tell everybody else. Go ahead and watch the course. All right, guys, let's get right into it. Guys, let's get right into it. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is the mindset and the attitude you need when it comes to trading. You can't be trading with emotion. You can't be chasing the markets. If you've lost a lot of money before finding us, a lot of people come with the expectation, I need to make $10,000 back. They take huge risks and lose whatever money they had left, right? So to clarify things, EliteAlgo is not a get-rich-quick scheme. If people told you that these things will make you rich overnight, right away, whatever, no. You will make money, but it's not like you could just put your entire account on one signal and hope, hey, you know what? Buy and sell, whatever, it'll make my money. Markets can turn. This is what the course is here for, to teach you how to trade, how to use the program to maximize your profit and minimize your risk. All right? We're going to teach you how to aim for small, consistent gains. Now, what does that mean? All right? Instead of trying to make $200 per trade off a $1,000 account, that's pretty unrealistic. And most traders will tell you that that's the reality of it. If you had a bigger account, I'd say, yeah, that is realistic for sure. But if you're starting with $1,000, aim for about $20 to $30 per trade. And that's probably a good start, right? We'll talk about that more throughout the course as we trade and as we show you how it works. But the idea is that the smaller gains will build up into bigger gains. If you're starting to trade, there is a minimum that you do need, and the minimum I recommend is at least $500. And now the reason being is that if you're trying to trade with less than 500, you're not going to be looking at much profit per trade, if that makes sense, right? So you're going to look at about maybe $5 at most to aim for per trade. And the reason being is that you need to always manage your risk, right? Now, the more you go for, the greedier you get, the more you're risking because of the market can turn, right? So let's keep that in mind as we go throughout the course. And if you have any questions, you can always go to the live chat on our website or message the admins in Discord. All right, guys, now let's get onto what TradingView is and how it works, okay? So tradingview.com is a charting service, and it's where our bot EliteAlgo is hosted. Now, the reason we chose to host it on TradingView is that it is free to use, and it has probably the most features of any charting service that you'll find out there. You can, if you would like, pay for it for a premium subscription, and that allows you some extra features, and you can set alerts. That way, if a buy signal shows up, it'll message your phone, it'll send you a text message or give you a notification, and you can just load up your phone, enter the position, whatever, or close the position. It works both ways, vice versa. All right, so the first thing you need to do if you don't have an account is go to tradingview.com and make an account. Let's get to it, okay? So this is the username over here, and this circle down here, okay. So we're gonna open up a random chart. Now I'm just gonna do Bitcoin. I'll use Bitcoin a lot today. It's 24/7, so let's pull it up. Oh, we're on stock. All right, so we'll load it up. We'll go full feature chart. Now the first time you open TradingView, you're gonna get something that looks like that. This is not what we're gonna be using. All right, so the reason I put it like that is just to show you guys exactly from scratch what TradingView looks like and how you're gonna set it up to work for your favor. So we're gonna go up top here. This is where you'll find your time frames. Okay. Now we're gonna keep it on the 1 hour, but if you want to change, you could change it through here. 1 hour is what we most commonly use, so we'll keep it on 1 hour. Couple things to do for personal appearance. White I find is pretty bright, hard on the eyes, so we're actually gonna put the dark theme on, just like that. Perfect. All right. Next thing we're going to go is over here, and we're going to put Heikin Ashi candles on. Once that's done, perfect. Okay. All right. I'll show you how to open the indicators next now. So we're going to go down over here. Once you open this, you're going to have an invite only script section. Now, if you don't see this, it means you do not have access to the algo and you don't have access to our indicators. It could be because you gave us the wrong username or you just haven't signed up yet. But this will appear once you have signed up, once we've given you access. So we're going to click over here, invite only, click each one of them once. Maybe this one will click it twice. There you go, open it twice. You can close that, it's just a pop-up. All right, now we have EliteAlgo running. We just opened it. There's a bunch of settings. We'll get into that in just a second. This is how you do use Tradingview. If you're looking for different tickers, you'll find them over here. So if you trade stocks, Forex, whatever, you could just keep it on this one, type Tesla, that pops up. If you don't know the ticker, you could just type the full name, Apple, and it'll come over here. On the right hand side, you can create watch lists over here. So for example, this is the watch list we have set right now. This is a stock one. We haven't adjusted it at all, but it's very easy that if you want to grab a random ticker, you create your own watch list. And let's say I need to look at the gold chart, just click it, gold pops up right away. The CFDs on gold for this one. But this is the gist of it here. A few Forex pairs down to here. All right, guys, now we'll get on to the next lesson. Alright guys, now the next part we're going to talk about is Discord. Discord is a chat service that lets us users make communities. So what we have is our community over here is called Elite Signals, and I'm going to show you how it works. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to join the community, and the easiest way you could do it is through our website. Just click this button here, join our Discord, it'll take you right in. Now you can get the app for PC, you can get the app for your mobile, or you could just load it up in your browser like I have it over here. And the only reason I have it like that right now is just for the demonstration purposes, but it's the exact same thing as on the PC app. Completely identical here and what you'll have if you download the app. So you could use it through the app and just copy through here to learn how it works. We're gonna now teach you how the channels work. So over here, you'll have your welcome channels. So the welcome section is just generally for information, right? If we have anything going on like giveaways, or how you become an affiliate, or the invite link, if you want to invite your friends, you simply click it and copy paste, whatnot. The signals channels. Now this, if you don't see this, it means you don't have access. And the way you get access is we give it to you once we get once you have signed up. Now, if you don't see this right here, send us an email or a message. It could be because you gave us the wrong username, or maybe you're not in our community yet, or we don't know who you are in the community, you put a different username, right? The easiest thing to do is just right click one of the admin's names, message, and send them a message. That's funny. Okay, now we'll continue the channels. Now, if you need the signals over here, you just simply click it and you'll see all the signals, right? Options, spread, stock, penny stock, Forex, gold, crypto, or you could be doing the 5K to 50K challenge with our crypto analyst. Now, maybe you won't be trading all of these, but you will get the notifications. And don't worry, you can silence them, and I'll show you how to do that right now if you don't want to get notifications for something that you probably never plan on trading. So if something like gold, if you're in this space and you can't trade gold, you're just going to right click and mute channel. And then you can decide how long you're going to mute it for. You can just do it until I turn it back on, and that way you won't get the notifications for that. We showed you how to send the direct messages, but generally everything you need to see is over here. So when a signal does come up, simply see it over here, right? You'll get it on your phone too if you have the app, and that's probably the best way of getting the signals. It comes direct to you, and these are all from our analysts. This is not the EliteAlgo signals. That's a bit separate. We'll show you where to find that. Next, we're going to talk about the chat rooms. So we have a few chat rooms, and each one is for a specific topic. The general chat is literally just a general chat. You can talk in there. It's nothing specific in here. If you're looking to talk about Forex and crypto, please do it in the Forex and crypto chat. If you're looking to talk about gold, we have a gold chat, one for stocks and options. If you have questions or you don't know where to ask your questions, put them in the ask question chats, and these are the rest of the chats over here. We also have profits and testimonials. If you're making that bread, put it in the profits section. Bread is another word for money if you're not very good at English. Bread is also something you eat too, but we're not going to talk about bread today. Or we can later, up to you. But this section over here, you'll post your profits in here. Other users can post it too. It's just something nice, you know. You can see you make money, other users are making money, put it in here. Testimonials, got something good to say, come please put it in here. Now for the trading bot. The trading bot has its own signals that come from Tradingview directly into the Discord. These will also send you notifications to your phone. If, again, the same thing is up top. If you're not going to be trading some of these, you could turn them off. You don't want to get the notifications. But ideally, if you're looking for stock signals, you'll get them over here when a stock signal appears. These are preset for a few stocks, a few indexes, or indices, a few forex pairs, some futures, some cryptos. These are the voice chats over here. Our news bot. This is a unique feature that we have. So our news bot will constantly be posting stuff in the Discord related to pretty much anything that you could be trading, right? So insider trading, for example, like, ooh, this is pretty intense. You could read over here and you could see that, I don't know, some guy from William Penn Bancorp that works there bought some insider trading. Now this is key if you're looking for something as an opportunity, right? Like what if somebody bought $1 million at Apple, maybe, or 1 million shares, sorry, at Apple. Maybe that might be like, damn, if something big is coming, you could move in on that. Something to constantly look at, right? You could make a lot of money doing a lottery play. If you're looking for the education section, it's just over here. This course that we are doing right now is right here in this section. This will be updated. That's the old one, but we'll have a new one once this course is done eventually. Or actually, you know what? By the time you do watch this, this will be the new one. So we won't have a new one, I guess. This will be it. If you need this, if you want to send it to somebody, it's free to watch, it's free to share. All right, guys? If you do have any questions, you can always message the admins. You can right click their names, click message, or you can find this on the live chat on our website. All right, thanks, guys. We'll move on to the next one. All right, guys, now let's get into the main feature of the bot, the buy and the sell signals. What do they mean and how do we trade them? All right, let's get to it. So over here, once we have the chart loaded, you're gonna see your buy and you're gonna see your sell signals. Now, right now we're seeing buy and smart sell. Now, what's the difference? Great question. All the smart signals are coming when the bot is triggering a smart signal, it's going with the trend. So the overall trend right now is bearish. And you would see that over here on the 1 hour and the 4 hour. It's a bearish trend, so it's showing you a smart sell signal. But if we zoom out, for example, and you see the smart buy signals over here, well, the overall trend for this entire run was bullish. So the whole time it was showing smart buy signals all the way up until it reversed right over here. We generally recommend to take the smart signals if you're very new to trading, as they're the safer option, where the regular signals are just indicating a reversal, right? So if you're looking for the small movements in between, now this is Tesla on the 1 hour. If you're looking for small movements in between, you would take the buy signal here and then sell, and up and down, up and down, up and down. Okay. For the sensitivity now. So the standard sensitivity for the bot is 1.4, and I'll show you how you access that. So once we highlight over the, I'll go over here, we'll go to settings, and we'll look at sensitivity. Now, the higher you increase this, the slower the signals come. And a later signal doesn't necessarily mean it's a worse signal, right? So for example, we're gonna increase that and we'll see what happens as we tick it upwards. Put it at 1.7, click OK. Not too much happened there. The signals are firing just a little later. And the idea behind that is that you're getting more confirmation, right? People want to time it. Everybody thinks so. You will buy at the very lowest, sell at the very highest. Yeah, ideally, in a perfect world, it works like that. But I mean, if we're being realistic, like we said earlier, it's not a get rich quick scheme. We're trying to safely make the money here. So we'll turn that and let's go the opposite way. Let's go down to, move that out of your way. You can see as I lower it, go to 1.1. And now you have signals that are firing faster, but you're getting more false signals now, such as this one here that came. And the 1.4 wouldn't have done this, right? It would have waited for a bit more confirmation. But because some people want the fastest signals, we have that option, right? But again, it comes at your own risk. If you're going to put out 1.1, expect that you will get more false signals such as here, or here, but you will get faster signals. So really, it's like doing this, you're trying to make a few extra dollars on the movement, but you risk losing a lot more. And then the other part with sensitivity is that we recommend, if you're going to pick one, stick with it. I don't like seeing people jumping up and down between the sensitivities, because then all of a sudden now you're trying to get consistent on something that's constantly changing because you keep changing it. And it's not going to work out too well for you, right? So the thing I recommend is, if you don't like 1.4, that's completely fine. If you find 1.3, 1.5, or whatever is better, stick to it, right? Get consistent with it, understand how it's firing, or what needs to be changed and whatnot with the adjustments. But we recommend anything between 1.1 to 1.5. And again, I just showed you the difference between 1.1 and 1.5. Next up we're going to talk about is the candle types. So right now we have it set to Heikin Ashi candles. And there's a reason that we put it on this, and I'll show you here why we do that. We're going to switch it between the two. So this is regular candles over here. We're getting a lot more, but you're also risking a lot more false signals, right? Such as this one here, that was end of day, and then market open, and this was midday around lunch. You got the sell signal and you would have made your money. And then this buy signal again is middle of the day. This is the 1 hour chart, so they're much bigger gaps. So the reason we recommend Heikin Ashi over this is that it fires a lot cleaner, right? So when you look at this over here, it's not factoring in all the other stuff, like if it sees one massive red candle, it's not just biting on it right away, the same way that regular candles are doing it. Guys, that's it for this one here. Now we're going to go on to the next thing. Alright guys, let's get into the features of EliteAlgo now, and I'll show you what some of them are. So we'll open this over here, we'll come down, and the first one we're going to start with is the momentum candles. Now the momentum candles are pretty self-explanatory. It shows you the momentum of the trade that you're in. So if you bought the sell signal over here, for example, and the purple candles are still showing, well, it means that the trade is heading in a bearish movement, and the momentum is bearish, right? So what does that mean to somebody holding the position? Keep holding. Now once we get over here and we see blue candles, well, it means the momentum is starting to go upwards. Keep an eye out, maybe trim half your position, or close. I mean, that's a pretty good amount of profit here. You could close, you could trim half, up to you, depends on your strategy. If you're looking for more advice on things like that, right? So like the course won't really explain strategies per se, but if you're looking for, hey, like how can I trade to maximize profit, minimize risk, you should talk to the admins in the Discord, send us a message, and we'll gladly help you guys out. And for the purpose of this video here, we're going to look over here at these candles. So this over here, they're all purple coming down. We get a couple blue ones here, and then a few purple. We got some consolidation at the bottom here. Now, guys, again, we're not looking to make $1 million off one trade, right? So at some point you need to get out the same way you got in. Close your position, take the profit. The momentum candles work the exact same way. This time going upwards over here, they'll be blue if it's heading upwards. This is pretty good to keep on as a visual representation. It'll show you the candle that you're in. For example, if we're over here and the rest hasn't happened yet, we could at least look and say, okay, well, we're still doing good. We could hold our position. Always have an exit strategy. This is just something good that you can use, but at the same time too, it's also in the oscillator, right? Alright guys, let's get on to the next feature over here. I'm going to show you what the moving average filter does and how it works. So we're going to start off by turning it on. Like I've shown you how to do before, we'll go into the settings, we'll click enable MA filtering, and then we're going to hit OK, and we're going to get a whole different picture. Now the reason you saw so many signals, guys, it's not that the bot is out of control or whatever. I just have it very zoomed out for the purpose of showing you this. We're looking at 6 months of data on the 1 hour candles. So we'll put it back on over here. We'll have it at 200. We'll keep it at 200. And now we'll look at what it does, okay, guys? So we're going to look over here. We get a buy signal on November 16. And you can see it's going to move in a bullish pattern. Now, when the moving average is green, we're heading in a bullish direction. And we're not going to get any other signals. We're not going to get any bearish signals or any sell signals, which is the same thing. But we're just not going to see those because right now, we have the moving average filter on, right? So if you guys are day trading, do not put this on at all. Like at all. Don't even play with it. If you're just day trading, looking to hold for a couple days or 2 or 3 days, whatever, even a week, it will just mess you up. It'll make it much harder for you to trade because you're not going to be seeing all the signals. Okay, so the reason we have it on over here is we're playing the long game. So as long as you guys have it on, you will not get any other signal until the moving average reverses, which you will see up here. And this happens on February 16th, right? So we're looking about 4 months later for the signal to reverse, and then you go into a bearish movement here. And the exact same thing vice versa. You're not going to get any buy signals until maybe sometime over here. One will come in the near future. As the pattern has gone back to bullish over here on the moving average, you're likely to get a buy signal. Again, guys, you're only going to use this if you're looking to trade long term and hold long term. And as you can see, it is pretty effective if you're doing that, right? All right, guys, we'll move on to the next. Alright guys, now the next thing we're going to go over is the consolidation filtering feature that EliteAlgo has. So we're going to go into the settings over here. I'm just going to move this out of the way to show you guys how it works, okay? We'll put it just over here. So this is the consolidation filtering over here. So in the times that the market is moving more sideways, it will hide some of the signals. Now this could work to your advantage, or it could be a detriment. And the reason I say that is because it could be hiding a signal that you could have used. And so the way we recommend using it is actually try and practice with it first. And only if you find that you know how you're using it and that it hiding the signals from you, the consolidation signals, is helping, then keep using it. Our general recommendation is to keep it off, as it is a feature that more advanced users would use. If you're new, try not to use it too much. I'll show you how it works, okay? So we're going to click it on over here. And actually, I'm going to click it off. I'll tell you where to look before I click it on. So we're going to go over here, look at the sell and the buy signal here. Right, so one came down here and then a reverse right back up, went heavy bullish pattern. So we're gonna click it off, and or I'll turn it on, sorry, and I'll show you what it does here. So we have it on, and you can see over here completely hid these two signals, and we're still in a buy for this movement all the way up to here. And now I'll put it back on again. Now we'll look over here in this part of the screen. I'll show you what it does over here. It's gonna hide this buy and the sell signal here, and it's almost gonna pretend like it never happened. Now the reason that it's not too bad on this chart specifically is because if you entered up here, you probably would have got out down here, or you might have gotten out down here. Either or, it's pretty much the same, right? And unless you're sitting here trying to just bounce up and down and chase the market, you could have played it all completely. But again, I'll put it on for you, and just keep an eye over there when I turn it on, what it does. And again, that's what the feature does. Just hiding the consolidation, the sideways movement, cleaning up your charts a little. Again, only use this feature, guys, if you're more advanced and you know what you're doing. If you're new, try not to play with it too much. All right, guys? Perfect. We'll move on to the next feature. All right, guys, now we're going to look at the trailing stop loss feature. It's pretty straightforward, but I'll show you guys how it works. So we're going to go, we'll turn it on, and we'll see what it does. We'll hit OK. All right, it's going to create a thin red line over here. And all the trailing stop losses are just going to follow the trade. If the trade ever crosses back over the trailing stop, it means get out of the trade. You've hit your trailing stop loss, right? Now the trailing stop loss is a stop loss that follows the trade. It'll stay in with a certain percentage of the trade. So if your trade moves up 20%, you could have your stop loss set tight to just follow within 2%. So every time that the trade moves up, your stop loss is moving up with it. It's a way of maximizing the profit and not getting out too early, if you guys understand how that works. So over here, we're going to look at it, the application of how it is. So we get a buy signal over here, trailing stop begins, and it will just kind of keep following the trade, right? And once the trade crosses back over and hits over here, well, over here we got a sell signal, we got out, and then we get out of the trade, and it's going to come back down and go back up and whatnot. So you could use this, guys, as a good way if you're in a trade, if you're in a longer trade, just keep periodically checking. If it's going to hit the trailing stop loss, get out then, and that way you maximize your profits and minimize, or not really minimize, I guess you get out at the right time. Okay guys, now we're going to talk about the next feature, swing high and swing lows, and I'll show you how to turn that on. Just like the other features over here, we'll come in, we'll click it over here. Now the one thing with this feature is this comes after the fast. So these will not come in real time, because the real-time chart won't actually know what the highs and lows are. It's for you to refer to, and when you load it up, we're going to use it as a potential idea of what kind of take profit or stop loss we should be setting. So when we look over here at this chart, you can see that the highs, the swing highs, are all about the same spot over here, right? And now the swing lows are coming downwards in a downward trend. So with this sell signal, we could expect a swing low somewhere down here if it follows this trend. And again, if you were to buy the buy signal, just with the line I have on the screen right now, you could look at, you should have expected that maybe somewhere up here is when you should get out, because that's been the swing high about 3 or 4 times now in the past, right? So you could use it as a good reference point of where your take profit or stop loss should be, along with the suggested take profit and stop losses that we give you. Alright guys, now we're going to look at the automatic trend lines and how they work. So we're going to start off over here by setting it right over here. So we'll go to the settings and we'll look at our trend lines. Do I need to enable auto trend lines? So we're going to click OK. And the trend channel source, we're going to put high and low instead of open and close. So once we have it over here, now the idea behind the trend line is going to show you which way that the chart is trending, or Tesla, for example, here is going to show you it's trending in a bearish movement. So if I zoom out to give you a better idea, right, overall right now, we are coming down in price. We've been coming down in price since January, or give or take maybe a little earlier, but I guess about January is when it started coming down. So we're going to come back over here. We'll zoom in on this section over here. Now, how do you apply this to your trading? Okay, so we're going to get the sell signal over here that just came in, right? So this signal, for example, is likelier to come down in a bearish movement because you're trading with the trend. So it's actually a good idea to take the signal because you're not trading against the trend, right? Now, we don't have lines coming straight up over here and you're trying to time it in the little, little buy and sell signals over here that come. So for example, this buy signal, if you bought it, well, it only was going to go so high, right? Before it came back down and bounced again between the trend. So as the trend is heading in a bearish movement, you should be trading with it. If you trade with the trend, you're likely to secure more profits than trading against the trend. As for this example over here, this buy signal, it only moved up just a little bit before coming right back down. And then this buy signal moved up a decent amount before coming right back down. And again, right guys, so trading with the trend and our recommendation is better than trading against the trend, which is why we will generally recommend to you guys to buy the smart signals, which are in line with the trend. Alright guys, now the last feature we're going to talk about is the automatic support and resistance feature that comes with EliteAlgo. So we're going to go ahead and open it up over here. I'll explain to you what it does and how it works. Click OK. Alright. So it'll automatically calculate the support and resistance levels on your charts, right? Now the support and resistance levels are key levels of price on the chart where historically the price has reacted to these levels. So what does that mean? When we look at this over here, we can see that every time the price came towards this resistance level over here, it reversed, it went back down. And the same thing with these support levels here. Every time the price came close to them, it went up, with the exception of these two here, where they went up around this support level. Now, that can be used to help you identify your stop loss and your take profit areas. You can also use that for more than just your take profit and stop loss areas. You can use it to help you identify the bad signals. And so on this chart, for example, we'll show you 2 of them that you could have been able to weed out. So these 2 over here, these 2 buy signals are coming very close to our resistance level, right? So this one over here is at a resistance level where our chart is already telling us that no, the price is actually going downwards over here. And if you were able to put this onto your chart, you'd be able to see that no, you probably shouldn't buy these 2 buy signals and maybe stay in a bearish position. Alright guys, now we're going to talk about the take profit and stop loss feature. So we're going to go into the settings, we'll turn it on. I already have it up, I'll show you how to do it. We'll go over here, hit the check mark, hit OK, and then it loads around to the chart, right? So it has 3 zones. It has the entry, the stop loss, and the take profit. So these over here are suggestions for where you should place your take profit and your stop loss zones. Now for this example over here, we have the buy signal coming in, the entry is 0.9288. The take profit one and stop loss will be 1 for 1. So they're exact same distance apart from the entry. And then the second take profit is 2 to 1. So the way you could do it is that you can get into the trade. The stop loss will actually also move into the trade. And I'll show you an example of what that looks like here. So if we go to this chart up here, here's an older signal that already hit both take profit zones. So what ends up happening is that as the signal is going up, the stop loss will move up to where the entry is. and then as it keeps going up, it'll move over to take profit 1. It becomes more of a trailing stop loss, like the trailing stop loss feature we have in EliteAlgo, and then you can use that to trade, right? So for when you guys are trading, you guys will put this on over here, and you always have to set a take profit and stop loss. You should not be trading without these. If you're trading without these, you're already making a huge mistake. You're maximizing your risk. All right, guys, the next feature we're going to talk about is the EliteAlgo dashboard. So we're going to load it up on the chart. We'll put it over here. Click the gear, click enable dashboard, put it on, okay? And then you'll have the dashboard somewhere over here. Now, a common issue we were having is if you had another setting to take profit and stop loss area open, they would overlap. And the way we fix it is that you can set the distance of the dashboard so you can move it away. So I'll just give it a couple ticks, move it over. Now it's not overlapping. Now it's not overlapping. Okay, so we'll look at the dashboard over here. The dashboard will give you general information. You can always use this to help you with your trades, right? So the first thing it will give you is the current position is a buy, and that just means that the last signal that came was a buy signal. The current trend is bullish. So the trend will go off the time frames, right? So there's 5 time frames we follow over here. You can see them right over here. The 30, the 1 hour, the 4 hour, the 12 hour, and the daily. Now 3 out of 5 of these are bullish, so the current trend is bullish. When using that feature, try not to complicate it too much. Like if you're trading on the 30-minute and the daily says bearish, that doesn't really apply to you that much because the daily takes very long to change from bearish to bullish or vice versa. So don't get confused in that. We'll put it just as a general idea for you to trade with the trend and to know what the overall trend of the stock is that you're looking at, or the ticker if you're trading something else. Next, we'll have the price condition. Now, the price condition is the RSI value. It's our own version. It's very similar, but the idea behind it is it'll tell you if it's overbought or oversold. And that what that translates to, overbought, it means the price is likely to come down, and oversold, it means a lot of people are selling, and the price is likely to start coming back up to even that out. Alright guys, let's get into it. We're now going to talk about the Elite Oscillator. So the Elite Oscillator is over here. We have it loaded up. I'm going to expand it so we can show it a bit better. Help you guys see what we're talking about. Alright, so we're going to look at the Elite Oscillator. We'll consider it to be our secondary tool. Okay, and it's supposed to be used in coordination with EliteAlgo, and I'll explain to you how you guys can do that too. So what the Elite Oscillator does in a nutshell is a volume and a trend indicator combined into one. Alright, we'll start off with the dots. The red dots mean that there's low volume. The blue dots mean that there's high volume on the chart. So what that means, guys, is when you see the red dots, it means that it's probably not going to move too much up or downwards. It's showing low volume. And then when you have the blue dots, it's getting an increase of volume, and it's likely to go upwards or downwards in a more volatile method. So this isn't a buy or sell. Don't just base it off that. This kind of helps you. It just gives you the information that you would need in deciding whether or not that this is a good signal that you want to go with. Alright guys, now let's look at what the bars on the oscillator mean. I'll make it just a bit bigger over here, help you guys see. So we have 4 different colors. Technically 2, I guess we have 2 colors in 2 different shades if you want to be a smart ass about it. But enough joking around, I'll show you what that means. So over here we have a buy signal. We have strong green candles. Now what that means is that you're in a healthy position. As long as the candles are staying green, means the momentum is on your side, it's going upwards. Over here, we're going to see the candle weaken, right? So when it goes dark green or dark red, it just vice versa, it flips. Once you see that, it means that, okay, now we're looking at a possible reversal and that the position you're in may no longer be bullish much longer after this. So when you see this over here, start looking at maybe it's time to close your position. Now, we won't typically tell you what to open or when to close it. That you need to do on your own for the most part. Even if you follow the signals from our analysts, it's always on your end to manage your own risk. Everybody has different accounts. Everybody has different risk management. Anyways, back to this. So when you see this over here, maybe you can start trimming half depending on how you do your strategy, but expect that, okay, we're looking at a reversal, and then you have another one. Okay, more confirmation is coming backwards, and another dark green, and now it's starting to come down. So I mean, if you're trading near this position and you see this and you say, hey, you know what, I'm just gonna hold, and it wipes out your profitable. End of the day, like, why are you using the indicators if you're not gonna follow what they're saying, right? All right, guys. If you're doing this now for a bearish position, it would be very similar to this. It was just exactly what I explained, but vice versa, and you can see an example over here. And then it was up. Okay, perfect. We'll go on to the next one now. All right, guys. Now time to talk about the divergence. So the divergence in this case over here will be the bearish signals you see over here or the bullish signals. And so what that means is that the chart, or for example, the Tesla that we're looking at right now, the ticker we're looking at right now, is about to move in the opposite direction of what our indicator is showing. So we look over here, we get one bullish signal, moves a bit upwards, nothing much, and then comes back down, and then we get another one over here. Now this is indicating that the chart is likely to move in the other position or the other direction. And what you have over here after this bull signal down here on the oscillator, again, these are not buy or sell signals. They're just there to help you know when to open or close your positions. So we see one over here and it says, okay, likely to go back upwards. And now we have a bullish movement going over here along with the buy signal here. So these features I'm now showing you. Now, once you combine all these together, you start to get a better idea. So it becomes your technical analysis that you're going to do when opening or closing positions, right? Try not to just to blindly use only one thing, right? Nobody trades by just looking, bull, okay, better put my whole account on this and see what happens. It doesn't work like that. Not a good strategy. But once you combine all these things, right, once you put all these tools together, you start to get a better product or a better strategy that you're using, which in turn can make you more money and save you from losing money. And the money that you're making, the profits, once you start combining all these together, you can maximize the profit and minimize the losses. And that's the whole point of this, guys, is making money. So what I'm telling you here, what you're hearing from me, what I'm showing you, use it and apply it. Study it, pull up charts, see what you have on yours, right? And then go from there. Okay, guys, let's get into time frames, what they are, and how to use them. All right, now they're pretty simple. They're just a measurement, and all they're gonna measure is each candle over here. So each candle you're seeing over here right now is a 15-minute candle. That's just 15 minutes of time, and it's a representation of what the chart is doing. We explained candles earlier. If you're not too sure what they are, jump back into the course, learn what they are, then jump back here. So I'll show you what they are and what they do and how traders use them. So if you're scalping, meaning if you're looking for very, very quick trades, the scalpers will trade between the 1 and the 5 minute, and these time frames are just over here. Our regular day traders, meaning they hold the stock only intraday, which if you don't know what intraday means, is they're just trading within the day. They're not holding overnight. They will trade on the 15-minute to the 30-minute. And then you have our swing traders. Our swing traders can go from anything to 1 hour all the way to the 1 week or even the 1 month. Very unlikely for the 1 month, but all the way down here. But our general swing traders are holding for a day or more, and they'll trade off the 1 hour, right? So they'll use these time frames over here. So when you're asking what time frame should I use, it really comes down to how are you trying to trade at the end, right? And if you're trying to be a day trader, well then use the 15 or 30. If you're trying to swing, use the swing trading time frames, 1 hour or more. Okay, thanks guys. Okay, now we're going to talk about why you should use Heikin Ashi candles. That's what you see on the chart now, compared to the traditional Japanese candles that you would normally see on other charts. So the reason that we have these on for the algo and for our traders is that they're actually measuring the average price of each candle that the Japanese traditional candles would be showing. And what happens then is when it measures the average price, it just follows the trend rather than chasing the market. So with that being said, you're getting much more accurate pinpoint entries, as you can see on this chart over here, and we're filtering out the small false signal movements that you'll find in the traditional Japanese candles. Okay, let's talk now about when to enter the trade after you've seen a signal. So the thing we recommend the most is if you're new, buy the smart signals only, or follow the smart signals, because you're trading with the trend at that point. Now, if you're looking to take it to the next step and try and find those reversals against the trend where you can make money as the market's going up and down, well, let's get into it now, and I'll show you how you can do that. So when you get a signal, for example, we'll take the sell signal over here. At the bottom, you'll see that came at 4 a.m. You can see it just at the very bottom of the chart over here, came at 4 a.m. Now, you're going to enter that as soon as this candle closes. So this candle closed at 4:15, and this next candle over here opened, right? As soon as that candle opened and the smart sell signal was there, then you enter. I know the same thing will work for the buy signal, so we'll just go over here. The buy signal's over here, it's 11:45. Now, as soon as it hit midnight, and that buy signal was still on the screen, and this candle began, now you enter the trade, right? If you see one immediately and you jump in on it, it could be just a small little movement, and you're fooling yourself because it might show for a second and then go away. That we don't want to do, which is why we wait for the confirmation, and then we use our other tools such as the Oscillator, the Trendlines, and whatever, and the support resistance, and we'll get into how to combine all those in a bit. Okay, guys, we're going to show you now how to set an alert. It's very straightforward. Let's get right into it. You're going to find a signal on any chart. You can click any of them. So we'll just grab the latest one that came in. Right click, add alert, and we're going to do once per bar close. The reason we're doing once per bar close is to get that confirmation, right? So as soon as the bar closes and that signal's there and a new one opens, you'll get that signal immediately. You'll get the alert immediately, sorry. And then you'll just come down over here, show pop-ups and email, whatever. And the only other thing you'll have to change is just in here. So the condition for this signal is a buy alert. You can choose sell alert, or you can do the smart buy or smart sell over here. It's very straightforward. What most traders will do is they'll find the time frame that they want to trade for whatever ticker, and they'll set all four, and that way they get every alert that comes in for that ticker. And you can do that too. Thanks, guys. Okay, guys, let's now talk about why it's so important to trade with the trend. And that means buying the smart signals rather than just the regular signals. And here's why it's very important for beginners. So over here, we're going to see a few smart sell signals. But once I zoom out, you're going to get the bigger picture now, okay? So we're going to zoom out over here. You're going to see that the smart signals, they're coming in and the chart is going in a bearish movement. And the same can be said for the smart buys. So now when I really take a step back over here, and we'll resend that for you again, but now you see the smart buy movements over here, right? See the smart buy? I know they're all over each other. We're really zoomed out. We're looking at a month and a half of data over here, or at least a full month of data. So what's happening now is when you see the smart buy signals, you can see it's going in a bullish movement. So the idea behind it, right, is if you're buying and it comes down a bit right after you buy, well, you're still in with the trend, right? So we are more likely to go in a more bullish movement. So once I turn the candles off over here, just to help you see where the chart is going, keep an eye, right? And you can see that it is moving in a heavy bullish pattern over here. It's ranging here and it goes bullish again. And this is why we stress that it's very important to trade with the trend rather than just try and chase the market all the time.